Hey guys, happy Thursday. So Dan has the dreaded task of cleaning out our pantry. We have a lot of food in there that is just either expired or it's stuff that we're literally never gonna eat. So he's going through that and kind of trashing things that need to go and making a little bag to be able to take to work to share with people that may want it. So we are still on the whole let's make what we have dinner plan. I would say once a month, Dan and I basically like to just kind of scrounge and scavenge what we have to make dinners with before we go grocery shopping. So we're not buying things that we don't need and we're kind of depleting our stash. So what I'm doing tonight is going to be, doesn't really have a name. I'm gonna call it Alfredo pizza chicken. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm gonna take chicken cutlets and I am going to bread them with Parmesan cheese. I'm going to fry them in the pan just to get them golden brown on each side, and then they're gonna bake in the oven with pizza topping. So like pepperoni, a little bit of Alfredo sauce, and a little bit of cheese. This is definitely going to be a high fat, high calorie meal, but all week this week, Dan and I have been fasting during the day and making dinner our one big meal. So just keep that in mind. If you're trying to watch your calories, always like bear in mind when you see these big gluttonous dinners, it's probably the only meal that we're eating for the day. We don't eat like this every meal. If we did, we would not be losing weight.
I look like we're in like.
You look like I'm really tall and he's really little.
And I'm like 400.
Look at Dan's beard. It's like a weapon. Wow, that thing is like pointy. Wow. Okay, let me show you what you need to make random pizza chicken crap. Okay, so I've got 3 huge chicken breasts here. I'm actually going to slice them into cutlets, so I'll basically be cutting lengthwise down the middle. So this will make about 6 cutlets. Then you will need olive oil for the pan frying, a couple of eggs, Parmesan cheese, pepperonis, Italian seasonings of your choice. And then I have had a jar of Alfredo sauce hiding in my pantry. I'm kind of on a kick where I like to make stuff like this from scratch, but I don't want it to go to waste, so I'm going to use up this jar. Not the whole jar, but I'm definitely going to use this instead of throwing it in the trash can. So let me fillet up this chicken and then we'll get started. Okay, so I went ahead and filleted all of these chicken breasts. I basically just cut them in half. So it's giving me 6 cutlets. I'm gonna salt and pepper them. I get ready to dip them into a Parmesan cheese mixture. Okay, so I'm getting our assembly line ready here for the chicken. Depending on how much chicken you have, you might need 2 eggs, you might need 3 eggs. It just depends on the size and the amount of chicken that you're doing. I went ahead and did 3 eggs. And then you're also gonna need about 1.5 cups of Parmesan cheese. Okay, to the Parmesan cheese mixture, I am going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Ooh. I'm going to add a 1/2 tablespoon of dried basil. We like basil. You can add less if you're not crazy about the flavor of basil. And then I'm also going to add a 1/2 tablespoon of dried parsley. And I'm gonna mix this up. Okay, here is our little assembly line. Got our chicken, our egg, Parmesan mixture, and then a clean platter. So it will go chicken, egg, Parmesan cheese, platter, and then I have a pan on the stove on a little higher than medium, and I've got some olive oil heating up in there to fry it. Aldi has the biggest chicken breasts in the entire world, so even filleting them or butterflying them like that, they're still really large. So make sure you get it really coated in the egg. I just seasoned the chicken with salt and pepper before the egg. Then we're gonna go ahead and coat it really well with the Parmesan cheese. I like to really press it on here to make sure that it gets a nice healthy coating, and then I will just shake off the excess. So this is the biggest pan I have, so I'm basically gonna have to do 2 at a time because, like I said, monster chicken breasts. So I've got my stovetop on a little bit higher than medium, and I have just enough olive oil in here to fry each side. You'll be able to see this, but I want to show you how I test my oil for temperature. I basically stick a wooden utensil in it, and once it starts bubbling up like that, the oil is ready. Pro tip. All right, so I'm just gonna fry this for a couple of minutes on each side until it's golden brown. You don't need the chicken to cook all the way through because it's going to finish cooking in the oven. So I'm gonna do 2 at a time, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's golden brown. All right, so we're gonna cook this for about 4 minutes per side, just till it gets a nice golden brown crust on it. And remember, it's gonna finish cooking in the oven, so you don't have to worry about it still being raw in the middle. It should be.
Yo, look at that chicken.
Beautiful. Okay guys, I have 2 more chicken cutlets to cook, and then they're gonna be ready to go in the oven. So now is a great time to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I lined a cookie sheet with parchment paper. You don't have to, I just really like baking with parchment paper. It makes my dishes go so much more easy. So I'm gonna fry up the last 2 cutlets, and then I'll show you how to throw the chicken together. This is a really easy one, but the deliciousness is just off the charts. Okay, so when I pulled them out of the frying pan, I set them on a plate that had paper towels on it just to drain off a little bit of the extra olive oil. Now I'm gonna put them on my parchment paper pan. Ugh, how pretty is this chicken? So now what I'm going to do is I am going to put some pepperonis on it, also a little bit of alfredo sauce, and then I forgot to show this in the ingredients, but I'm also going to add a little bit of provolone cheese to the top. That's right, I said it. It's happening. Okay, so I'm going to do a layer of pepperoni first. We don't like our pepperoni extra crispy, we just like it nice and hot, so I like putting it as the underneath layer, but you really could layer this up however you wanted. There are no rules with pizza chicken. Okay guys, so the serving size on this Alfredo is actually a 1/4 cup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put about half of that amount on each chicken breast. Which even that might be a little too much, just use your discretion. I'm basically going to put enough that you can taste it, but I don't want it to be saturated because it's just not necessary. It's already very rich on its own. Yeah, it looks like a 1/4 cup is enough to do approximately 2. So we'll get the Alfredo on, and then we're gonna top this with some provolone.
Yo, look at that.
It doesn't suck.
Yo ain't ready.
Guys, so the next layer is done. Now we're gonna cap these with provolone cheese, and I'm gonna put them in a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes. Right, they're going in. Okay, they just came out of the oven, and they look beautiful. Yep, there they are. Oh gosh. Hey guys, Dan's about to taste the pizza chicken. Is it good? Yes.
It's amazing.
Okay.
That's it. There's no description. It's amazing.
All right guys, I'm going in. I hope everyone has an awesome evening, and we are going to hopefully get some sleep tonight because all the kids are healthy, and yeah, we got done with dinner a little early for us. 8 o'clock dinner is early for us. We're terrible about that, but we will talk to you guys probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the next day. Have a good night.